Advantage Play 3-Card Fury is a new novel 3-card poker variant where for the first time, the player is given 4 cards to make their best 3-card hand to beat that of the dealer who is only given 3 cards. Therefore, players finally have the perceived advantage, which is the complete converse of games like 4-card poker, where the dealer is given more cards than the player, where thereby the dealer has the edge. To start the hand, players are required to place equal in size ante and 3-card monster wagers. Now, just like in regular 3-card poker, after the player views their starting hand, they'll decide to play and match their ante or fold their hand. So the 3-card monster, the ante in play, is going to be the player's best 3 of 4 cards versus that of the dealer. And the ante in play are simply heads up versus the dealer. If the player wins, they'll be paid even money. If the player pushes, they'll be pushed. If the player loses, they will lose both wagers. Now, this 3-card monster wager is like a hybrid bonus wager where it's intrinsically tied to the strength of the player's hand versus that of the dealer. The player, first off, has to have a qualifying hand of a 3-card flush or better, and the player must beat the dealer in order to effectively get paid. However, if a player has a very strong hand of a 3 of a kind or better, they'll qualify for the busted monster bonus and will actually be paid a higher amount on this bonus wager for a bad beat bonus. Now, the first bonus wager players have the ability to place is the 4-card Royal Family bonus. Now, this applies to all 4 of the players' hands, and as you can see, will pay odds on 3 and 4-card combinations and is completely independent from that of the dealer's hand, where if the players hit the pay table, they're simply going to be paid regardless of the outcome of the players versus the dealer's hand. Now, the second and final bonus wager on the table is the 7-card bonus. This also is irrelevant to what the outcome of the player versus dealer's hand is. However, the player's 4 cards plus the dealer's 3 are going to be qualifying for a payout of trips or better on this hand. And we'll see the bonus pays on top of the 6-card straight flush and 7-card straight flush for the big jackpot hands. So to start the hand, if players are placing all wagers, that's how it would look. Now, the last difference between regular 3-card poker and Advantage Play 3-card Fury is that in this game, the dealer will qualify with a king high or better opposed to a queen in regular 3-card. If a dealer does not qualify and the player has played, the dealer will simply inactivate the player's play wagers and then carry out the hand like normal, where the player has to beat the dealer in order to win the ante, and then the 3-card monster wager if they qualify with a flush or better. So the way the game is played goes as follows. The shuffler is going to be programmed to deal 4-card packets, and in this game, the dealer's hand is going to come out first. The reason being for the 4-card packet is that the top 3 are going to be slid into the draw spaces, and the bottom card is going to be a discard. And this specifically avoids hole carding and any AP issues associated, because even if this card is exposed, it's going to be burnt at the end of the hand. Then we'll deal players their 4-card hand by fanning, so we can show surveillance that all cards are there, of course. We'd expel the rest of the deck, place it in the discard rack, then discard the dealer's 4th card, and then allow players to view their hand. Optimal strategy in this game is playing effectively any queen high or better. Here the player has a pair of kings, so this player is going to play. Here this player has a 3-card straight, 2, 3, 4, therefore this player is obviously going to play. And it's at this point that we would lock up any folding wagers, and then we would carry on to the payout portion and the resolution portion of the hand. First thing we would do, we expose the dealer's cards to see if we qualify. Here the dealer does have that king high to qualify, therefore the play bets stay active, and then we simply go to the resolution portion of the hand. This player has a pair of kings for the best 3 of 4-card hand. We start off by resolving the 3-card monster wager. As discussed before, this wager requires a 3-card flush or better to effectively not lose. Here the player only has a pair of kings, therefore he will lose this wager. However, the best 3 of 4-card hand here is a pair of kings being a king high of that of the dealer. Therefore, just like regular 3-card, the ante and play are going to pay even money. And here on the 4-card Royal Family bonus, again, that qualifying hand is going to be a 3-card flush or better. So the player does not have that, so this bet's going to come down. And for the 7-card bonus wager, we combine all 7 of the cards on the table to see if the player hits the pay table. Here, the player has trip kings, which is good enough for a qualifying hand, of 3 to 1 on the 7-card bonus wager. which looks like so. Once all those wagers are resolved, we'll simply lock up the player's cards and carry on to the next player. Here, we have ourselves a 3-card straight. On the 3-card monster wager, a 3-card straight is going to be good for even money. The ante in play, the straight beats a king high. Therefore, we're going to get even money on our ante in play. Our 4-card royal family bonus, a 3-card straight is going to be good for 2-1. And here, out of the 7 cards, the player has a 5-card straight, which you will see is going to be good for 4-1 on that 7-card bonus wager. Then we'll simply move on, lock up the player's cards. Since no hands are left, we'll lock up the dealer's cards and simply carry on to the next hand. So we'll allow the players to reset. And then we simply carry on to the next hand. Like we had said, these wagers are optional, so a player can start playing like that, can play like so, can play like so, or of course can play with all bets out there. All bets have been placed, so let's carry on. Dealer's hand comes out first, all 4 cards face down. Turn that card perpendicular to be burnt later. 4 cards get fanned. 4 cards get fanned. Expel the rest of the deck. Lock up the burn card and carry on. We'll see what the players have here. Here we've got a pair of 5s, so this player is going to play. And we'll see what this player has here. Unfortunately, not a very strong hand, so this player has a jack high, so he would likely fold. So here's how a folding hand would look, specifically when a 7-card bonus is placed. We confirm with the player that they're folding. When they do, we'll lock up the 3-card monster, the ante, and the 4-card royal family. And we'll simply tuck the player's 4-card hand under the 7-card bonus, which will remain active until the end of the hand, because of course a player can hit any sort of 5-card combination by simply combining one of their cards with that of the dealer's cards. So now if there's any other folders, we will lock those up. There are not. So we will simply start by exposing the dealer's cards, see if we qualify. Unfortunately, the dealer has a strong hand here of a flush, so the players may be in some trouble here. Start by exposing. Here, the player has a pair of 5s, so if we set the player's hand, the 7 effectively becomes inactive. So we've got ourselves a pair of 5s. Flush is going to beat the pair of 5s, unfortunately, so we know that the 3-card monster, the ante, and player losers. We have no 3-card flush or better, so we know we lose the 4-card royal family. And here, unfortunately, the player does have 2 pair, but a trips is the lowest qualifier for the 7-card bonus. Therefore, this player will lose everything, unfortunately, on this hand. We'll simply lock up the cards, carry on to the next player, see if he got lucky. So here, this player folded, but hey, here the player is lucky enough to have caught in a flush. Therefore, if we look at our 7-card bonus wager, our 5-card flush is going to be good for 6-1 here, which is going to be good for $30 on that 7-card bonus. Simply carry on, lock up the player's cards. No players are left at the table. Lock up the dealer's cards and carry on to the next hand. All wagers are placed, so the hand can begin. Like always, dealer's cards are going to come out first. Top 3 into the boxes. Bottom card gets turned perpendicular. Fan the 4 cards to the players. Fan the 4 cards. Expel the rest of the deck. Lock up the burn card for the dealer. Let players take a look, see what they got. Not a very good hand here, 10 high. This player is probably going to fold. You folding, sir? Lock up those 3 wagers. Tuck the cards under the 7-card bonus. See what this player has here. Very nice. This player has trips. He's obviously going to play. Wager gets placed. Any other folders will be dealt with. Start off by exposing. Here, unfortunately, the dealer does not qualify. So any players will have their play bet inactivated. And then we simply carry out the hand like normal. This player had folded, but let's see if he qualifies for the 7-card bonus. We have no trips, no straight, no flush. Therefore, unfortunately, this wager is going to be lost. Lock up that player's cards. And we know we have a pretty good one here. Here we have a very nice hand that we started with 3 of a kind, which, as you will see on the 3-card monster wager, is going to be good for 7 to 1 for $35. Ante and play would both get even money, but the play is inactive because there was no qualifier, so the ante will get even money. The 4-card Royal Family bonus will be good for 10 to 1, which will be good for $50 on top. And you'll see here the player has a quads hand on that 7-card bonus, which is going to be good for 30 to 1 for a $150 payoff. Simply lock up the cards. No remaining players. And we'll carry on for one more hand. Allow the players to reset. And we'll carry on to the last hand. As always, 4 cards come out to the dealer first. Top 3 into the boxes. Bottom card gets turned perpendicular. Fan the 4 for the cameras. Fan the 4 for the cameras. No other players. Burn the deck. Burn the burn. Let players view their cards. Ooh, very nice. Here we have a 3-card straight flush, obviously a playable hand. Here we got ourselves a flush. Not great, not bad. We're going to play that hand as well. Then we would, as always, lock up any folders and resolve those wagers accordingly. And carry on and see what happens with the dealer's hand here. Dealer qualifies with a king high, therefore the play bets stay active, and we simply carry on. Here we have ourselves a very nice hand, obviously. So we start off, we have our 3-card straight flush, which beats the dealer. Therefore, this wager is going to get paid 9 to 1, which is going to be good for $45. Ante and play get even money. The 3-card straight flush is going to be good for 20 to 1 on the 4-card Royal Family for a $100 payoff. And here, the player was lucky enough to catch a 5-card straight flush, which on the 7-card bonus is going to be good for 50 to 1 for a $250 payoff on that 7-card bonus. Lock up that player's cards. Carry on to the next. Here, we've got ourselves a 3-card flush. Not terrible. So again, we look at our 3-card monster pay table. The flush is going to be good for a push. Ante and player always even money when you beat the dealer. 3-card flush on that Royal Family bonus is going to be good for even money. And then here, do we have anything to qualify for the 7-card bonus? We have no straight, we have no flush, no trips. We do have 2 pair, but unfortunately that is not good enough. So the player will lose that bet.